Number 1. Yemen, a black hole of poverty in the most luxurious peninsula on the planet. On the map of the Arabian Peninsula, a paradox exists, so profound it seems like a historical error. To the north lies Saudi Arabia, an oil empire with sprawling metropolises rising from the hot sands. To the east is the UAE, where Dubai emerges as a futuristic marvel of glass and steel. Yet sandwiched between these two poles of prosperity lies Yemen, the poorest country in the Middle East. Here, the average income is sometimes barely enough for a weekend meal in Dubai, or even less than the price of an abaya in Riyadh. However, poverty is only the surface. More painfully, Yemen is gradually being forgotten. For years, international organizations have called it the world's worst humanitarian crisis. Nearly 21 million people, equivalent to 2/3 of the population, are clinging to emergency aid. Yemen's uniqueness lies not only in its dry statistics, but also in its vast isolation from its neighbors. While Saudi Arabia is willing to pour hundreds of billions of dollars into building Neom, a magnificent 170-kilometer-long vertical city, in many Yemeni villages, a carefully collected 20-liter water container is a precious treasure. It's hard to imagine such contrasting worlds existing on the same stretch of desert. Dubai boasts enormous shopping malls with indoor ski slopes, while Yemen is characterized by ancient markets where oil lamps still flicker in the night. Riyadh has boulevards gleaming with gold-plated supercars, while Yemen is left with only crumbling, cracked roads due to prolonged drought. And while Dubai children are engrossed in modern virtual reality games, Yemeni children play ball on the barren, bomb-damaged ground next to old walls whose paint has been worn away by the desert sun and wind. Nevertheless, the dust and poverty cannot obscure the soul of Yemen, an original beauty that neighboring wealth or power can never imitate. Yemen is the cradle of the legendary Saba kingdom, the starting point of the once famous spice route. It is a place where thousand-year-old houses molded from mud and straw still stand proudly, defying time. Number 2. The dying Gingerbread City in Yemen. In the heart of the harsh desert, a city has sprung up that looks exactly like the sweet gingerbread from fairy tales. This is the captivating paradox of Sana'a, the capital of Yemen. In stark contrast to the modern and rugged Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Sana'a is a living legend, over 1,400 years old. Its unique allure lies not only in its age, but also in its beauty, as if it stepped right out of ancient books. Towering buildings clad in vibrant red brick, bordered by pristine white plaster and ethereal camarilla stained glass windows, earning it the nickname Gingerbread City. From afar, Sana'a appears like an ancient Dubai, a version devoid of steel or glass, yet whose sophistication surpasses even modern architecture. In the Bab al-Yemen district, each house, ranging from 5 to 7 stories high, rises vertically, similar to Shibam, but with more elaborate carvings. Arches carved with floral motifs, polished black obsidian ledges, and stained glass capture the sunlight, making the entire neighborhood glow with a dazzling light at sunset. The miracle is that much of Sana'a is built from humble, indigenous materials like mud, fired brick, and plaster, yet it has withstood centuries of harsh desert conditions. This architecture is not merely a dwelling, but also tells the story of merchants, tribes, and the vibrant cultural exchange along the ancient spice route. However, hidden behind this beauty is a dark reality. While Dubai continues to build towering glass skyscrapers, many millennia-old structures in Sana'a are struggling to survive on makeshift wooden stilts due to the effects of war and natural disasters. UNESCO has warned that Sana'a is a lost heritage. Without timely preservation, this ancient gingerbread city could collapse at any moment. Ironically, the very materials that make up Sana'a's soul are the most vulnerable to bombs and climate change. Over the past decade, dozens of ancient houses have completely crumbled, while many others are leaning, cracked and clinging to temporary supports. When families are forced to leave, they leave behind empty towers, ghost buildings carrying the heartbreaking sorrow of a dying heritage. Number 3. Explosions are a part of everyday life. In Dubai, life is defined by the roar of Lamborghini supercars or the thunderous roar of cascading fountains. Just hours away, in Yemen, the dominant sound isn't music or bustling streets, but explosions. The most heartbreaking thing is that the Yemeni people have learned to live with it as a matter of course. Anywhere else, a sudden explosion could trigger a media earthquake and widespread panic. But in the heart of Yemen, adults simply glance up at the sky. Children pause their games for a moment, and then everyone returns to their daily routines. It's not that they don't know fear, but that fear has become an integral part of their very being, a constant presence throughout the long years. From Sana'a and Taiz to Sada, the explosions echoed day and night. Glass panes rattled like ragged breaths, and cracks in the walls lengthened, deepening like the rings of an old tree. Shopkeepers often closed early, not necessarily out of fear, but because they knew by heart the pattern of predicting when the city would fall asleep. A strange paradox persisted. Even in the heart of the conflict, everyday life remained vibrant. In the market corner, women in their embroidered skirts haggled over handfuls of spices. On the rooftops, children enthusiastically kicked patched-up balls. In tea houses, men discussed tribal politics, even as the cot leaves beside them rustled slightly from the shockwaves. While Saudi Arabia poured billions of dollars into pacifying its entire urban area, Yemen was frequently plunged into thick darkness due to power outages. While Dubai is busy competing to build record-breaking skyscrapers, many Yemeni families choose dark basements as their only haven of peace. In the dead of night, the teacher diligently teaches his students under the flickering light of his phone flashlight. The mother tends the charcoal stove to prepare dinner, her ears listening for any activity outside. And the father carefully locks the door before going to bed, not to prevent theft, but to ensure his children have the most secure shelter possible should trouble arise tonight. Number 4. Shibam, a mud-flat wonder dubbed the Manhattan of the desert. Imagine a bustling Manhattan emerging from the heart of the desert, but instead of dazzling metal, it boasts the deep red hues of terracotta and white lime. That's Shibam, a legendary town in Yemen. Unlike the skyscrapers of Dubai, since the 16th century, this town has possessed unique high-rises, constructed entirely from mud. Nestled in the Hadramaut Valley, Shibam, recognized by UNESCO as the Manhattan of the desert, is home to hundreds of mud-built houses, ranging from 5 to 11 stories high, standing tall like a primitive urban center rising from the vast expanse of sand. The presence of these towers is not an architectural coincidence, but the result of the survival instincts and ingenuity of the ancient Yemenis. To adapt to sudden flash floods and tribal attacks, instead of expanding their land area, they chose to build straight up into the sky, creating one of the world's earliest examples of high-rise buildings. Each block of mud mixed with straw was left to dry in the sun, then whitewashed to reflect the harsh desert heat. Without steel, glass, or modern machinery, everything was molded by human hands and the instinct for survival in the harsh environment. Walking through the narrow alleys of Shibam, you might feel like you've stumbled into a Dubai 1.0 version. Here, every architectural detail is optimized. Thick walls retain heat during the day and release cool air at night. Small windows block out hot winds and dust, and the floors are connected by steep staircases and rustic wooden beams. If modern Dubai uses technology and air conditioning to conquer the desert, Shibam uses ingenuity and local materials to coexist with nature. However, the Manhattan of the desert also possesses an incredibly fragile soul. Heavy rains, climate change, and incessant conflicts are pushing this place to the brink of collapse. The unusual floods of 2008 swept away the foundations of dozens of houses, prompting UNESCO experts to warn of the risk of Shibam disappearing permanently within the next few decades. A heartbreaking paradox. On the same peninsula, while Dubai spends billions on an 828-meter-tall tower, a unique architectural wonder struggles to preserve even the most dilapidated walls. Nevertheless, the breath of life still flows within Shibam. Under the shadow of its ancient walls, children still enthusiastically play football, women use ropes to haul food to the upper floors, and men still sit in cool, mud-filled rooms, sipping tea and recounting stories of their ancestors. Life continues proudly amidst towers built only of earth, straw, and the indomitable will of its people in the vast desert. Number 5. The tribal spirit amidst the Rocky Mountains of Yemen. While Saudi Arabia boasts of its Bedouin warriors riding the winds across the desert, Yemen has etched its name in the history of its mountain tribes. For over 3 millennia, they have built a monument to courage, iron discipline, and a fierce spirit of self-reliance. Qualities rarely found throughout the Arabian Peninsula. Today, more than 70% of Yemen's population remains closely connected to hundreds of tribes, each possessing its own symbols, laws, and territories. For these people, honor is more precious than gold, and a pledge of honor carries immense weight, far exceeding any dry legal document. The scenery here is truly breathtaking. Stone houses perched atop mountains 2,000 meters high, resembling ancient fortresses guarding the sky. The winding, treacherous paths lead to warrior villages, where, from a young age, children hone their skills almost instinctively, nimbly moving across steep cliffs. It is this training that allows Yemenis to traverse sheer mountain slopes without needing a pre-established trail. Their inseparable possession is the janbiya, a proudly curved knife worn neatly across the stomach from adolescence. But the janbiya is not simply a weapon. It is a witness to maturity, a family heirloom, and a sacred symbol of identity. Some ancient knives, meticulously crafted from rhinoceros horn, are worth tens of thousands of dollars, cherished and revered more than even gold. What sets Yemeni tribes apart from the rest of the Middle East is their extraordinary ability to survive in such harsh terrain. If the Saudi desert forced the Bedouin into a nomadic lifestyle, Yemen's towering mountain ranges forged unique military tactics that even modern defense experts still study diligently. In conflicts, tribal forces become highly adaptable, unconventional warriors. They move swiftly, blend seamlessly into the terrain, and are virtually invincible in their own land. This is why Yemen is considered one of the most difficult places to control on the planet, a place neither the Ottoman Empire nor modern powers have ever fully conquered. However, this very inherent strength also leaves behind moments of profound reflection. The complex system of tribal alliances has fragmented the country into overlapping spheres of influence. In a place where tribal pride always outweighs government power, finding lasting peace becomes a more daunting challenge than any reconstruction effort. Number 6. Yemeni women. The brains. Running the entire family. At dawn in the remote mountain villages, the first figures to appear are not men, but women. They carry heavy water containers on their shoulders from streams miles away, slinging small children on their backs, and nimbly haul bags of necessities. With many husbands away working or caught up in the turmoil of war, women become the silent pillars keeping their families afloat. From cooking and childcare to gathering firewood and selling vegetables and pastries at the market, they meticulously save every penny. Due to the influence of Islamic faith and tribal customs, Yemeni women still live by extremely strict rules. When going out, they often cover themselves from head to toe in black clothing, revealing only their deep, dark eyes. Behind the towering walls surrounding their homes lies not just architecture, but a rare, safe haven. Only there can they shed their headscarves, freely chat and laugh with their neighbors without fear of judgmental stares. It's a vibrant parallel world that tourists can hardly reach, but don't mistake them for insignificant shadows. In every household, women are the brains that regulate everything, from balancing expenses and deciding meals to choosing which children go to school and which stay home to help out due to poverty. In rural areas, they are also hard-working laborers in the fields, harvesting cut leaves or tending livestock. In reality, they are simultaneously fulfilling two roles: keepers of the home and primary laborers. In the cities, the portrait of Yemeni women takes on a different, resilient nuance. These are young girls with neatly tied hijabs, carrying books, striving to acquire knowledge despite the dangers of school. These are mothers and sisters involved in relief efforts and teaching literacy to children in refugee camps. They may not be glitzy on giant billboards like in Dubai, but they are the silent glue that keeps the community from falling apart amidst the storm. Number 7. Where water is more precious than gold and life. There are lands where the value of life is not measured in gold, silver, or vast fortunes, but in every precious drop of fresh water. In Yemen, water is not just a necessity. It is a symbol of survival, the most valuable asset, and sometimes even more valuable than human life. Despite being next to Saudi Arabia and the opulent Dubai, which spend billions of dollars cooling streets and building artificial islands, Yemen remains one of the driest countries on the planet. However, the tragedy stems not only from nature, but also from the rapid depletion of groundwater resources. While its neighbor Saudi Arabia possesses massive desalination plants, Yemen lacks even the electricity to operate the smallest facility. In the capital, Sana'a, a bleak prospect is emerging. It could be the first capital in the world to completely run out of fresh water. Thousands of wells have dried up. The remaining wells require drilling to depths exceeding 1,000 meters, a depth that locals bitterly call a journey to the depths of darkness. Ironically, while Dubai uses water lavishly for its golf courses, Yemeni families ration their water for weeks on a few 20-liter containers. Many communities wait months for a single water supply. Under the scorching 40 degrees Celsius sun, long lines of people patiently wait for water tankers to conserve every drop for daily use. Water traders become uncrowned kings as water prices sometimes exceed even gasoline. On the steep mountain slopes, the image of women and children trudging for 2 to 4 hours each day, burdened with heavy 20-kilogram water containers on their backs, has become part of the harsh rhythm of life. Yet it is precisely in this extreme hardship that the humanistic beauty of Yemen shines brightly. In Hajjah, fog farms made of nylon netting carefully collect the night air to sustain the entire village. In Taiz, 1,000-year-old stone aqueducts still function, proving that traditional wisdom sometimes prevails over modern technology. Where gold and oil are useless against thirst, water is the only measure of survival. Number 8. The cut leaf, chewing tradition, a luxurious Starbucks date for the poor. As twilight descends upon the old town, Yemeni life quietly transforms. There are no honking cars or flashy signs. The soul of the afternoon resides in the attic room with its old carpet and stacks of green leaves passed from hand to hand. This is the cut chewing ritual, a ceremony without which you can never truly connect with the Yemeni people. Around 2 or 3 p.m., the pace of city life slows down. Shops close early, and the crowds thin out as people quietly retreat to the mafraj, the highest room reserved for cut. Shoes are left outside on the veranda, and they sit leaning against the wall, letting the setting sun shine through the stained glass camarilla windows onto the fresh leaves. Black tea and coffee are continuously refilled, and conversations begin to blossom. Cut is not a lavish party, but a centuries-old offline social network, where news is updated, tribal conflicts are resolved, and important decisions are made. While contracts are signed in gleaming glass rooms in Dubai, in Yemen, fate is often sealed in cramped, mud-filled rooms, amidst laughter and the tart taste of cot leaves. The green leaves are gradually tucked into one cheek, creating a characteristic puff. The active ingredient in cot provides alertness and a subtle euphoria, making conversations more lively and time seem to stand still. This is a rare moment for them to forget the explosions, the heavy bills, and the uncertainty of life. In a place where the price of a latte in Dubai can equal a family's weekly income, an afternoon of chewing cot is a very personal Starbucks. No leather chairs or premium drinks, they possess their own luxury, connection, regardless of the turmoil in the world outside. Number 9. Yemeni power defined by guns and tribes. Contrary to popular belief, wealth and power in Yemen are not defined by money or luxury cars, but by guns and tribes. Yemeni is one of the most deeply tribal societies on the Arabian Peninsula. Before the advent of modern states, tribal alliances have existed for centuries. They reside on high mountain peaks, in sturdy stone houses that serve as fortresses guarding the valleys. There, an individual is not merely a citizen, but a part of a lineage and ancestry. Honor is always valued above all material possessions, and weapons are the tangible evidence of that self-respect. The most ancient and ceremonial weapon is the janbiya, a curved knife worn neatly across the stomach, a classic image of a mature Yemeni man. It is a symbol of adulthood, often given when a young man officially enters manhood. From the knife handles and scabbards to the intricate carvings, everything speaks of family status and tradition. These priceless heirlooms, worth a fortune, are only displayed solemnly on grand occasions. Alongside the symbolic janbiya is the harsh reality. Firearms. In rural areas, rifles are indispensable attire, affirming the responsibility of protecting family and community. In a land where the law is hard to reach, people trust honor and self-reliance more than the police force. The dark side of a society overflowing with weapons is the easily escalating conflict, where even a small disagreement can lead to devastating consequences. As children grow up with guns and bullets as commonplace, the world wonders, when will the janbiya truly become a purely cultural heritage, displayed with pride, instead of a reminder of the specter of violence that constantly lurks in Yemeni life? Number 10. Yemeni children. A generation, unfamiliar with peace. To understand the profound differences between Yemen and its neighbors on the Arabian Peninsula, look at the children, young saplings growing amidst the gunfire, deprived of their childhood by conflict. The mornings of Yemeni children don't begin with alarm clocks in warm rooms, but with worries about clean water and news of the war. Instead of neat uniforms, many face dilapidated schools, or those turned into shelters. Classrooms are often just empty rooms, with old desks and chairs, cracked blackboards, where teachers diligently teach even though the light could go out at any moment. Instead of carrying new school bags, they trudge through miles carrying plastic water bottles, a task too strenuous for young children. In urban areas, children eke out a living selling candy and tissues. Childhood is measured by the number of displacements, the days away from books, and the burdens they bear in place of adults. Most heartbreakingly, many children have never known a normal life or a peaceful country. The roar of airplanes and explosions had become an integral part of life. Children played hide and seek, built guard posts from rubble, and drew water trucks on dry land instead of magnificent castles. However, even in this deadlock, glimmers of hope shone brightly, leaving us speechless. The radiant smile of a child receiving a new notebook, a group of children enthusiastically kicking a patched-up ball on a pothole-filled ground, vying to see who was the Messi of Yemen. Or in a makeshift classroom under a tent, when the teacher asked about their dreams, almost all the tiny hands simultaneously rose, yearning to become doctors or engineers to rebuild their homeland from the ruins. Number 11. A happy wedding amidst the sound of bombs. When thinking of Middle Eastern weddings, one often pictures opulent, gold-plated banquet halls in Dubai, or lavish separate ceremonies in Saudi Arabia, with Dior gowns, sparkling diamonds, and fireworks illuminating the sky. However, just a short flight away, weddings in Yemen offer a completely different atmosphere. No dazzling lights, no elaborate decorations, and no luxurious five-star hotels. Instead, the wedding is a quiet, happy occasion where people cherish every rare moment of peace to bless the couple. A typical wedding often begins in a small alleyway. There are no limousines or gleaming supercars. The groom arrives in a meticulously cleaned old car adorned with simple ribbons and paper flowers. The blaring car horns echo through the narrow lanes, followed by the excited cheers of children with homemade balloons. The entire neighborhood pitched in. Some lent chairs, others provided speakers, and still others cooked a large pot of rice, transforming the wedding into a celebration that strengthened community bonds. The bride wore a white dress, or traditional embroidered attire, heirlooms passed down through generations. In the cozy room, she received advice from her mother and aunt, while other women gathered to sing along to the rhythm of the drums. The scent of perfume mingled with the aroma of hot rice, creating a warm atmosphere that soothed the surrounding anxieties. The rhythm of the joyous occasion was the sound of the oud and drums blaring from the old speakers. The men enthusiastically performed traditional dances with the janbiya, while the children imitated them, spinning around with laughter. These moments helped them temporarily forget that Yemen was the focus of somber news reports. However, the harsh reality sometimes interrupted them with a muffled explosion echoing from afar. The room fell silent for a few seconds, and glances of suspicion fell over each other. Only when the danger was determined to be far away did the music resume and the dancing begin. That brief moment of silence was a silent declaration. The people of Yemen still choose to love and build their homes, even though the world around them has never known a day of peace. The celebration ended with a simple meal of stewed meat and smoky bread. There was no elaborate banquet, but everyone offered sincere wishes. For the young couple, the most priceless gift was not gold or silver, but the safe presence of loved ones under one roof. Number 12. Socotra, the palm tree island even greater than Dubai. In Yemen, there's a palm island even grander than Dubai's Palm Jumeirah, but it wasn't built with billions of dollars, but with millions of years of solitude. That's the proud paradox of Socotra, an island proudly situated between the Indian Ocean and the Arabian Sea. If you set foot here for the first time, you'll likely be astonished, wondering if you're still on solid ground, or if you've wandered onto some distant planet. Socotra appears like a science fiction film in real life. On the rocky slopes, the dragon's blood trees spread their branches like giant umbrellas, supporting the surreal landscape. A single light cut will cause a stream of blood-red sap to flow, a legendary substance once a precious medicinal and aromatic ingredient along the ancient aroma route. Down in the valleys, the bottle trees, with their swollen trunks like ceramic vases and crooked branches, look like petrified cartoon creatures in the middle of the desert. Millions of years of isolation have transformed this place into an outdoor evolutionary laboratory with countless unique species, hailed by scientists as the Galapagos of the Indian Ocean. The biggest difference in Socotra is its strangely peaceful pace of life. While the mainland is shaken by explosions, here there are only the sounds of wind, waves, and goats echoing on the mountain slopes. Simple fishing villages with brightly colored boats lie on the white sand, their reflections shimmering in the crystal-clear water. There are no glittering glass towers like Dubai, nor are there boulevards lined with supercars like Riyadh. Socotra only has dusty dirt roads, a few time-worn pickup trucks, and vast beaches where you could stroll for hours without encountering a single tourist. For Yemenis, it's both a blessing that nature has remained pristine and unspoiled, but also a source of deep regret. If the country hadn't been mired in instability, Socotra would undoubtedly have been the most precious gem of Middle Eastern tourism. Life here is a harmonious blend of man and nature. People herd goats on the cliffs, fish, and dry their catch right in front of their houses. Children play football under the shade of the ancient dragon's blood trees. As evening falls, men quietly sip tea and watch the sunset, while women diligently gather their nets and call their children to come together for dinner. Number 13. Yemeni cuisine. Poor in material possessions, but rich in family love. Can you believe that a meal with meager ingredients can be richer than a gold-plated buffet in Dubai? While in Saudi Arabia and the UAE, power is displayed through extravagant buffets and Michelin-starred chefs. In Yemen, the dining table is surprisingly simple. Without expensive ingredients or luxurious air-conditioned spaces, Yemenis have forged a culinary culture that, though materially poor, is surprisingly rich in kinship and connection. Visiting a small eatery nestled in a narrow alley in Sana'a at lunchtime, you won't find lengthy menus or dozens of gourmet dishes like in opulent shopping malls. Instead, you'll find only a few humble choices: salta, farsa, freshly baked bread, and a simmering pot of broth over a charcoal fire. Salta, the soul of Yemeni cuisine, is a delicate blend of rice, porridge, and stew, simmered with slow-cooked meat, vegetables, and beans, topped with a smooth, fluffy layer of curry powder. When the red-hot earthenware pot is brought out, the rising steam blurs the glass. The whole family gathers, tearing pieces of bread and dipping them into the hot stew. No need for polished knives and forks. With bare hands, the meal becomes unusually intimate and cozy. Farsa is similar in its preparation, but with a stronger, meaty flavor. Tender cuts of beef or lamb are simmered until they fall apart with a light touch, blending with ginger, garlic, chili peppers, and other characteristic spices in a sizzling hot stone pot. The bubbling sound of the stew, combined with lively conversation, creates a special atmosphere. For Yemenis, a steaming pot of farsa on a rare, rainy day holds a spiritual value no less significant than any gourmet meal at a five-star hotel. Perhaps most striking is the central role of bread in every meal. Open-air ovens right on the roadside are always blazing. Skilled bakers stick thin sheets of dough to the hot clay oven walls, and in just a few minutes, the bread puffs up with a fragrant, slightly charred crust. People carefully wrap the bread in cloth bags and carry it home, as if embracing a warm ray of light during a city power outage. Bread is eaten with salta, dipped in beans, eggs, or even just with a cup of sweet tea to create a satisfying meal. Amidst the scarcity, desserts like bint alzan, a multi-layered honey cake, or treats sprinkled with roasted sesame seeds and black nuts become luxuries for special occasions. On occasions when there were honored guests or during festivals, the mother and grandmother would meticulously knead dough, drizzling fragrant honey over it to bake a tray of delicious pastries. The children would stand by the oven, their eyes wide as they watched each layer of pastry turn golden brown, their hunger gnawing at them, and their anticipation rising. The moment the tray of pastries was placed in the center of the table, everyone would gather around, not only to savor the sweetness, but also to enjoy the rare, luxurious treat the family had painstakingly prepared. And of course, we can't forget coffee and tea. Yemen is the birthplace of the legendary mocha coffee. Even today, many families still maintain the habit of roasting their own beans at home, adding cinnamon, ginger, or cardamom for extra flavor. A steaming cup of coffee is passed around the room, spreading warmth. In a world where the price of a latte in Dubai can equal a day's wages for a Yemeni worker, a cup of freshly roasted coffee in Sana'a holds a completely different value. It's a bridge that brings people closer together. Number 14. Remittances and lifelines save Yemen. When mentioning the towering skyscrapers of Dubai or the mega projects in Riyadh, people often immediately think of the flow of oil and renowned architects. However, hidden behind that glamour is a silent force. Alongside South Asians, Yemenis are part of the invisible army, diligently building the modern dream for the Arab world. Before the economic downturn, going to the Gulf was once a lifeline for countless families. They left their mountain villages or the ancient town of Sana'a to make a living in various jobs, from drivers and construction workers to security guards. Amidst the bustling parking lots of Dubai or Jeddah, a strange Arabic accent often belongs to a Yemeni working tirelessly to send their full wages back home. That remittance is the lifeblood. The high-rise buildings in their villages are built with the sweat of labor in a foreign land. Children are able to attend school thanks to their fathers and uncles enduring the scorching 40 degrees Celsius sun. Despite contributing to the region's prosperity, they live in constant uncertainty. A change in policy or a major outbreak of war in their homeland could wipe out their jobs, leaving them in a dilemma between a place they cannot stay in and a homeland that is no longer safe. They are the living bridges connecting Yemen to the rest of the peninsula. In Riyadh, they see a bright future. But back home, their loved ones struggle with thirst and soaring prices. Each money transfer or video call between their cramped dormitories and mountain homes is a fragile yet resilient thread, preventing Yemen from sinking deeper into the abyss of poverty. Number 15. Would the Arab world be safe without Yemen? Observing Yemen today, the world is easily overwhelmed by a bleak picture: extreme poverty, protracted conflict, and dilapidated infrastructure. One might mistakenly think it's just a marginal burden on the map, a stark contrast to the glitz and glamour of Dubai's glass towers or Saudi Arabia's dazzling NEOM and Qiddiya mega-projects. However, a closer look at the historical and geopolitical landscape of the 21st century reveals a truth. Without a stable Yemen, the entire Gulf region can hardly achieve true security. First and foremost is its unique geographical position. Yemen is situated along the Bab al-Mandeb Strait, a crucial choke point connecting the Red Sea with the Indian Ocean, a passage through which all oil and cargo ships from Asia to Europe must pass. If Dubai is the magnificent front door of global trade, then Bab al-Mandeb is the vital logistical gateway behind it. Just one outbreak of a major conflict here would immediately sever the world's economic arteries, causing the instability of all oil-producing cities in the region. Furthermore, Yemen is a sensitive geopolitical buffer zone. A broken nation would easily become fertile ground for conflict, arms trafficking, and a wave of refugees flooding into neighboring countries. Finally, Yemen is a treasure trove of people and culture. With its young, resilient population and unwavering community spirit, they have been and continue to be the silent army running life from Saudi Arabia to Oman. If the country achieves stability and education is prioritized, they will become a highly skilled workforce instead of just invisible laborers. At that point, Yemen will no longer be a dark region left behind, but a living testament to a nation rising from the depths through smart investment and a strong sense of national identity.